Bye.
I know today, no matter what is happening, things will all go my way. I see heaven and I don't have to wait for you to recognize that love resides in this place. Why not listen ahead? Why you making that face? You be tripping, so you think about something different. Why you making just relax with it, ain't no accidents, it's just all for the love.
Heaven high, everybody. Welcome. You can tell that I am really excited today because I started the show before 6 o'clock. I am on fire. My guest today, Angela Dione Anderson, is a woman of light. Now, y'all know I spread love and light, but she is a woman of light. And I have never met this sister in person, but I feel her. And so like last night when I was researching, was it last night, night before? It might have been the night before. When I was researching, I was listening to the music on her website. And first, Angela, I felt my heart feel it. Yes. I felt my heart feel it. And I was like, oh, look, oh. And I relaxed and I fell asleep. And I had the most peaceful sleep, but I dreamt that a friend of mine that passed a couple of years ago came walking to me, and he didn't say anything. They communicate through telepathy, but he gave me a hug. I don't always get to touch the angels in my dreams. Some, depends on how they come, but I got a hug and a feeling of everything's going to be okay. We were talking before the show started about all that's going on. Yeah. And I must be honest and let you and the guests know that I have been, releasing. Things are coming up that I don't imagine are part of me, but obviously they are. And I have been allowing them to come up, and it hasn't been really pretty. It's been a lot of frustration for me. But one moment, and you know how when you can have a feeling and you can just, if you think about something long enough, well, if I think about something long enough, I'm creative, so I can start creating a problem. And I just get to rolling downhill. And I was rolling, and that imposter syndrome was on me. And I said, what if everything I believe isn't even true? And the funny thing was my body was like, wait a minute, girl, stop. Now I'm letting you say all that other craziness, but and it made me laugh. It brought me back, Her music, I woke up like, today's a new day. Yes. So please explain to my audience what it is that you do. Let them know about your magic.
Well, I will say it's really not magic. It's what can be realized when you surrender to the truth of who it is and what it is that you are. My name is Angela Dione, as Tangi said. And what I do is, what I am is a fully open channel, fully open conduit, fully open instrument, surrendered to the will and the light of the all. And what you feel is that. Just that.
Like that. Wait a minute. Did y'all feel that? Because I got chills. I got chills. I got chills when you said that. Yeah. I'm so sorry, but I got chills. I don't know. Can you see them? Can you see them? I got you. Like it's so feeling. That's just like it feels like a spirit just settled in me. Okay, go ahead, please.
Yeah, but when you connect, when you are in the presence, when you allow yourself to be in receipt of pure divine frequency, it's a reminder of the truth of you. right? So it reconnects you to what you truly are, beyond all the crap, beyond all the illusions, beyond all the things you believed yourself to be, so that you can remember your truth and you can let go of all the falseness. So all that stuff you mentioned coming up is all the stuff that's really not you, all the stuff that you need to look at so that you can understand it for the truth of what it really is in relationship to that feeling, that essence that you felt, that essence that you allowed yourself to experience. You can release all the stuff, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, that was beautiful. Did you always know that you had this gift, ability? You were able to just relax and let God, the universe, light, energy, love, I don't know what you call it.
So let me correct one thing first. But I don't believe it's a gift, or I don't perceive it as a gift. I think it's the true state of all of us, that which can be realized once you let go of the falseness, once you let go of the egoic games, the I gotta be this because society is this, trying to fit in. When you literally surrender to all that you are in truth, the very basics of you, right? When you
Yes,
surrender to
yes,
that,
yes.
then that can be realized. So it's not necessarily a gift, but it's a thing, or it's the essence that can be realized through you being simply you, right? In simple terms. But it's not something I was always aware of consciously. Like
Mhm.
when I was a kid, I grew up seeing things, perceiving things, but not necessarily having an outlet that I could share that with. And for that reason, I shut it down like many of us do when we're children. We don't get validated and all of that stuff, but we continue to see things over time, even though we try to suppress it, because you can't get it out of the way all the way, right? You can deny it, but it's always there in the background. So that's how it was for me throughout my life. It was I would have these things happen progressively throughout my life, throughout my childhood, growing up through my 30s and 40s. And when I hit about 42 was when I kind of stepped into the place where I was ready to own me. I had been married for a time, and marriage is the ultimate masterclass because you're with somebody, you're with that divine mirror 24/7. And then,
Yeah,
especially when you have children, well, they become your master teachers because really you're seeing yourself in reflection all over the place. And
yes,
so at that point, I realized I was ready. It was really like when the pandemic, when we had the lockdowns and everybody had to go inside. Well, I went inside. Like I literally went inside myself. It was like divinely timed, divinely orchestrated thing where I went inside and I really started to connect with first nature. And it was as if Mother Gaia was walking me back into remembrance of my truth.
mhm,
I started to take walks because I needed to get out of the house because I've never wanted to work from home. I've never wanted to work from home up until, we had to work from home, right?
right.
And I would get outside to walk just to get some peace, just to get some silence because the kids were home, husband was home. So it was always noise. And I just needed that quiet time, and I
Yes,
would take these really long walks around the park. And eventually I started to just connect with things, and I would walk at a snail's pace. And I started to eventually meditate outside. I would sit in the middle of a field outside and meditate. And I started to hear. And by this time, I had started doing some automatic writing. And
mhm.
I came home and I wrote a message to myself from Gaia. Like the planet spoke to me. The planet had a message for me.
Wow.
I don't even remember what that message was, but I was just blown away by the fact that I had a message from Gaia. And that's when the wheels really got going. And I really decided it was time to own my truth. It was
Now,
really time to own my truth.
for people who don't understand, how did you know that you had gotten a message from Gaia?
So I would, at this time, I was meditating pretty consistently, and I had connected with a group that was really into the esoteric type of things, and where we
Okay.
would discuss different things. And one of the practices that the facilitator mentioned trying was automatic writing. And she said, just grab a pen, set your intention to be spoken through, essentially. Allow spirit to speak through you, move through you. Take your
Yes.
pen, hold it lightly, and put pen to paper, and let's just see what happens. And so I started that practice. And by this time, I was up to having little words being written through my hand. Like I'm not moving my hand, it's involuntary, and words are being written, messages are being written to myself. And so when I came in from that meditation, that day that it happened, that's the message that I wrote to myself at
Wow.
that point. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Okay. And then what happened? Because um, what I experienced when we connected, when you prayed,
Hmm.
it's like I just feel what you do, and you sound like a little lady from another country. One of those little ladies from,
Yeah.
and you just want to sit at her feet and let her touch you. And
Yeah.
and you just feel like, oh, grandma, and you're not a little old lady.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So
because
this
my
is
family
this is
speaks
like,
in tongues. My family
yeah.
speaks in tongues, but it's slightly different.
Yeah. So I perceive this as being a bit more intentional, a bit more surrendered, a bit more done from a place of greater awareness than speaking in tongues, from my perspective, because it's like you're speaking it from a place of knowing your truth, not speaking it like I'm not speaking it as Angela, right? I'm speaking
Right.
it as the soul who is articulating this form that presents as Angela, right?
I got you.
Yeah, you're speaking from
Yes.
the source, the greater perspective, your divine essence. You are being moved through. You're surrendered fully to that essence of you. So, from my perspective, it's a bit more intentional in that way.
I understand. So in my language, it would be when I am in alignment and I feel a movement and I allow that movement to come through me.
Right. You are being articulated as the soul. It's like you backing up in your perspective. And I can see all of the things, not just my singular focus. I'm not
Yeah,
operating from the egoic or the personal identity. I'm operating from my greater essence, which is my divine self,
I got.
my higher self,
Now I don't know
my
if I
source
made
essence.
I don't know if I made it as high as you're talking about, but
Yeah.
um when I walk, I'm communicating with nature too, and trees and all of that. And every time I go through to or a covering of something, in my mind I'm going through a portal, and I am letting go more of that tangy and walking into this tangy. And whenever um this version of me is feeling all this, sometimes I think, how would my higher self feel about this? And then I allow that form to come in me, and then I feel better and I see it all different.
Yeah.
I see it all from. Do you ever does do you ever is that do you use that ability when you're dealing with a situation?
So here's yes, yes, and there is more, right?
Okay.
So I perceive it as um, not a separate thing. So you
Okay.
say engaging with your higher self, right? You were inviting your higher self in,
I, I
right?
I ask for more of my higher self to come, because I'm like, I know this stuff that I'm thinking right here, this isn't who I am, so
Right.
I'm like, let me jump into all that I am. I want all that I am. And sometimes I even try to squeeze all that I am in this body because I feel like I'm not human and I
Mm.
need to experience this. I feel like I'm too connected up here and I need to be existing here so that I can manifest real life stuff. But I love it up here.
Mm.
I love walking 10 feet off the ground. I love
Yeah.
being in my higher. Oh my goodness. But it's the this one down here that has to manifest for me to live in this world.
Yes. To get grounded. Yeah.
Yes. So I try to
Yes.
imagine that I'm like a tree and I'm rooted way down in the ground, but I'm way up in the heavens.
Yeah. Yeah. My perception now is that I am the trees. Like I've started to perceive myself as the trees. There is no separation. We are all things, not just this form that presents, right? There
Yes.
is no separation. So we are all the things. Life is rendered in reflection of us.
Mm,
Life is being projected from us. We are projecting the life that we experience. So all things that we witness are us. Everything that we witness is being rendered in such a way as to bring us into greater self-awareness. So
mm.
what you see is you. There is no separation in the things. So when you speak of backing up into the higher self or inviting more of your higher self in, well, you are the higher self. You are all of the things. So you don't have to back up or move in any direction. It's just a realization of I am all.
A realization. And so so with a realization that I am, God is omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, everywhere, evenly present. And so if I can remove this body, I am connected with all that.
But the body is included in that. The
Oh,
body is contained within the soul. The soul projects the body is all one thing. There literally is no separation in the things,
mm,
all of it.
oh,
The
oh,
body exists within the soul.
the body
The
and
soul contains the body,
the soul contains the
contains the body.
body. And
Yes.
is that why people who see energy can see energy around me? Is
Yeah.
that
Well, yeah.
the s-
It's all one thing.
the soul
There
can,
is,
hmm.
yes, you're all the things. You are divine light in form.
So how can I assist with um with bringing more light onto the planet with all that's going on right now? How can
Right.
I assist in bringing more light onto the planet if I am already all that is? Like the darkness, like like my neighbor who's always complaining.
Yeah.
How can I assist him if we are already one? And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How,
Because
how can
now,
you?
now
Yes.
I pray for him. I shine light. I'm kind. I try to show him how people really are. So
Yeah.
how can I assist him though? Is it really necessary for me to do any of that if we're already connected?
Yeah. That's a conundrum, right? That's a paradox. Because in real and truly, every soul is sovereign. Every soul is already realized. It's just a matter of stepping the ego identity out of the way and realizing that everything that we need already is. It's like a surrendering to what already is. So as a soul in form, the greatest gift that I can give the planet is being authentic, shining the divine light that I am and allowing that to radiate into the planet. I am literally a pillar of light. I'm the essence of the sun, the divine source, all that is. I am already that, right?
Right.
As I make the connectedness, as I make the connection to that, I move that ego out of the way. I don't kill the ego, but I put the ego in its place, put the ego identity in its place in subservience to the soul, because it is being guided by the soul. The proper positioning
Mm,
is that once that relationship is established, once that relationship is clearly surrendered to, then I become a greater pillar of light. And once that pillar of light is truly connected, once that human consciousness and that divine consciousness are truly in alignment, then I
mhm.
become a radiant beacon by virtue of my presence alone. There is nothing
Yes.
to do. There is nothing to be done. The human mind thinks it has to do things, it has to fix what's broken. And in that desire to fix what's broken is judgment. Judge not, lest ye be judged, right? There
Yes.
is judgment underlying that. The truth is,
Ah,
every soul, every soul is sovereign. Every soul has the right under free will to choose to live life in such a in however they choose, because
mm,
however they choose is what's necessary for that soul to learn or experience what it desires to experience by virtue of being present within a human form. So it's
mm.
not your job to fix
To
other
fix
people.
anybody,
It's not your job to
to help
fix them.
anybody.
Your no, you help them by being all of you. That's the greatest gift you give. And
Mm,
by virtue of you being all of you, you hold the highest frequency that you are able to hold in human form. And that alone serves everybody you encounter. It's a frequency that shifts people. They don't even know why, they don't even know how, they just know that they had a heart opening because you were in the vicinity. And the more you are able to do that, the greater light that you are able to hold through your form and radiate out through your form, the greater your reach. And you don't even have to do anything but exist within a place, being all of you. And that is the
mm,
gift that you give to the planet. You literally become radiant. And when I say radiant, I mean it's an electrical thing. People think this is metaphorical, but it's beyond metaphors. It's really a true thing. It's just like planets have a they call it a plasma sheath. If you've do the research on the electric universe theory, and
okay.
it will give you a perfect perspective of what it is to exist as light and form. Just like a sun radiates out in the cosmos, we are just like that sun radiating out from us. We are a galaxy in our own right on this planet. We are a vortex, just like the galaxy in which we live. As above, so below. We are reflections of that. Like we are reflections of that, and everything that we create is like a reflection of that. The greater macrocosm, we are the microcosm of that. So all you have to do, the only doing, is surrendering to your truth.
Hmm.
There's nothing to do. What you end up doing once you get aligned is you end up creating through your own inspiration. And your inspired action is what further serves the collective. Your
Mm,
creations, your inspired creations are the things that touch the collective. Your inspired manifestations are gifts that you further give in addition to just being who you are and radiating as your true and authentic self.
Mm,
Your creations further carry that forward. They ripple that out. And everybody you engage with, they are impacted by your presence. And so your builds, ripple builds with every person you encounter by virtue of
mm,
number one, having the courage to be you, and two, having the courage to speak your truth authentically, not
mm,
giving a crap what anybody thinks about it, not caring if anybody's going to think you're weird, because the truth is that
mm.
you are unique. We are all unique expressions of the source, right? We're not
Yeah,
here to be like everybody else. The
no.
challenge is that everybody wants to follow the group because they don't want to stand out, because they don't want to look weird, they don't want to be talked about, they don't want to be ridiculed and all these things. But you got to toughen up and get some thick skin if you're going to walk the path of truth.
Yes,
Right?
yes,
Because it won't look like everybody else. But when you begin to step into the space of being you, having
yes,
the courage to exist as you
yes,
realize what a great and profound impact just simply being you has on the people that you meet. And it
yes.
gives you that courage, further courage and confidence to exist as you. Have the courage to be you, right?
Well, we can go home now. Mm. Wow. Okay. Yes. And
Yes.
I know exactly. And Sonia Marie is in here. I went to see her show last night, Free Bricks. And as you were talking, I was thinking about her inspired creation, her one woman show,
Mm,
my one woman show, your music.
yeah.
Let's talk about your music, talking about inspired creations.
Yeah.
Oh, so let's see which one I want to talk about first. Songs of Life. Songs of
Yeah.
Life. Now tell me what inspired you to create any of it. We can start with that one or any of them.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll talk in general terms first. So when I create, it's it's a moment where I get the nudge. So like you see me nod from time to time because I am always receiving. And when my divine essence is moving, this body responds. So there's a nod when that message is coming through.
Listen. Oh, I
There's
hear. Yes.
there's always inspiration. So I get a nudge to go sit and record or to sit down and create something, right? Go sit
Yes.
and record. I don't know what's going to come through, but I
Yes.
sit and center, breathe, take that pranic breath and center my awareness into the space of the heart and literally let go. And I am spoken through. I become the instrument, just like you would pick up a flute and play it. Well, I become the instrument to the divine me, to the divine essence of me. And through me is the frequency or the light, divine light is sung because there's a resonance in song that moves through the human body. There's an ability, let's see, say it this way, song serves as a carrier wave for that divine frequency that is
Mhm.
right, that can touch you where you desire, where you need to be touched, where you are seeking on a soul level to be reawakened to your
Yes.
truth, right?
Yes.
It
Yes.
moves in that way. It bypasses the DNA. It bypasses the logical mind to reach the DNA. The DNA is memory. The
Mhm.
DNA is your cellular memory, right? You're
Mhm.
seeking to bring that back because over time, um, through our lineage, we pick up stuff and that becomes embedded in that DNA memory, just like a computer hard drive.
Yes.
It becomes written. The
Yes.
song carrying this frequency of light has the ability to recode that DNA or bring that DNA back into
Mm.
alignment. It's like a reprogramming um, type of thing. Ultimately, when you are stepping back into that truth, when you get properly reattuned,
Mhm,
adjusted, all
mhm,
of these things, you allow the connections to be reestablished with divine intelligence, and you
mhm,
marry up divine intelligence with your human intelligence, your conscious awareness, and thereby become a clear conduit for you, for the true
mm,
essence of you, right? This is
mhm.
how that works. This particular series turned out because I never know what it's gonna be. I just create it, right? And then
Yes.
it kind of unfolds how it desires because they come through seemingly with consciousness, right? With a
Mhm,
frequency, explaining to me how they desire to be presented to the world. This one turned out to be a one that was focused on ancestry, the ancient women. It was focused on the ancient
mm,
women, the ancient mothers, because when humanity first came to this planet, well, first manifested on this planet, it was women,
mm,
right?
mm.
It was
Yes,
the women, right? This is
yes.
the ancient women walking us back into remembrance of ourselves because when we first got here, there was no distortion, but distortion eventually came, walking us back to the very beginning of us, basically a journey into remembrance of self. All
Mm.
of these things are similar.
My brain is just like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. It's so many things, so many things. Like I'm
Yeah.
thinking about crystals and how people hold crystals
Yeah.
for the energy, and then I'm thinking about like certain people I just want to touch because of how I feel around them, and I'm seeing
Yeah.
what you're saying, and I'm thinking about times when I talk to people and I don't know what's coming out, but whatever
Yeah.
it is, they're like, "Oh, I can't control it though." I
Yeah.
don't know how to say, "Come on, talk to the lady. She need to hear a word." It just come, So I'm thinking about all of that, and then the music. So songs of life, the ancestors, and they are
Yeah.
really those sisters, women are really talking to us now because that was in her show too last night.
Yeah.
Ancestors were
Yeah.
coming through, and I'm working today, and they're coming through, and whoosh. Okay, and so do you, because I know this like with Songs of Life that I listen
Hmm.
to. I listen to Songs of Life and Echoes Within, I believe. With Songs of
Yeah.
Life, I noticed that there are, I believe, one, two, three. Do you sit at one time and allow them all to come through, or do you sit until spirit tells you to get up and then, you hear it's time to go back and you just know they go together?
Yeah,
You
so typically there is one recording for a session, like me sitting down to record. That would be one transmission, right?
know, okay,
And then I would
okay.
come back subsequently if there's another day to do another transmission. I would do another transmission in that way. Yeah.
Okay. And listen, y'all, I was going to play some of her music. I have it all ready to play some of the music, but I decided against it because you, in my opinion, you correct me if I'm wrong, Angela. I feel like you need to be relaxed and open and in a quiet place when you listen because it's like it just goes through your body. And granted, don't sleep
Yeah.
though. I do like to play it and let it just be going on as I'm moving around and doing my thing, but I couldn't play enough of it for you to get it in a podcast. You need your
Yeah.
hour. You need
Yeah, so it's not one of those
you.
things you right. It's not one of those things you'll listen to and like rock out to it in the car, right? I mean, you could, but seriously, you want to sit with it when you are quiet. It's like meditative. It's a meditative journey is what it
Yes,
is. And you want to sit with it when you have time to be undistracted, right?
yes,
Preferably with your headphones because your headphones allow you to hear all the subtle
yes.
tones that run under under the music or the voices and all that stuff, the
I got
whispers and whatnot. But you but you want to listen to it in that way and go from beginning to end, because
you.
it's a
Don't jump in the
journey.
middle. Yes.
It's a journey that takes you from it's gradual. It's a gradual progression through a journey to
Yes.
into yourself, a journey into your heart space. Yeah.
So let me ask you this: what motivated Echoes Within?
So this one was actually like a echo response. So I had done a 21-day journey with my spiritual mother now, who's become my spiritual mother,
Okay.
and she did a 21-day journey, and it was basically a journey into the caverns of the heart. It was a journey where she had recorded a chant in a cave. And each day of this 21-day journey, it was taking you deeper and deeper and deeper into the heart. And I had a complete heart opening, taking this journey with her through this process, through these, and with these other women that were part of this circle. And after that, I had this inspiration. It was like, this is how the universe works. When you do something, there's always feedback.
Yes.
When you send something out, you always get something back. And this was no different. This was like having received that and giving the echo response. So echoes was like my response to that, the
Oh.
response that came through me by virtue of having experienced that change, that shift within
Mhm.
myself. It was like an answering, like, oh, we heard you and we leveled up because we went through this process with you. So this is like the response to that. And it's about 8 or 9 transmissions. I can't remember if it was 8 or 9, but they are intense
They
songs. Like, they are very intense songs. So that's kind of how that came about. And that echoes within and takes you even deeper into the heart. It's like another go round deeper into the heart space, revealing more and more of your truth.
let me tell you, I let one of my friends hear it that is not
Yeah,
spiritual. They're more analytical. And they were like,
yeah.
whoa, Tangi, your friend could be a cult leader because they felt the power and they didn't know what to
Yeah,
do with it. I knew exactly what they
yeah,
meant, because when you listen, and it's like what you say, when the spirit, like, I met Stevie Wonder 2 times. Well,
hmm,
I've seen him over, but 2 times I remember. The first time I met him, it was at an event, and he had all of his guys with him, his kings, royalty, and he had on the garb and everything. And when he walked in, it was like, I was like, oh, I felt all of that energy and
yeah,
power, and it was amazing.
yeah,
And then my ex used to be friends with this guy, Edwin Birdsong. And Bird was
yeah,
real friends with Stevie too, and they were boys. And
yeah,
Bird brought Stevie over, and Stevie was like, hey, what's your sign? And I didn't feel none of the stuff.
yeah.
The alignment, when he walked in that room, I mean, I can't say he wasn't in alignment there, but when he walked in, it was like royalty, you
Yeah,
know, energy that I will remember forever. And then when I met him the second time, it was just like, hey.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah,
okay, here we go. What about loving reminders? Y'all, and I'm helping
yeah.
because when you go to her YouTube channel, which is Angela Dione Anderson, when you go to her YouTube channel, you can pick the music that vibes with you most based on what we're talking about. See, you have a little hint, because I've just been listening to everything. Loving reminders.
These are just quick. Sometimes they give me just quick things, and I think the loving reminders come through visually. So, in addition to having the light language come through and channeled, I told you about the automatic writing. So, the
Yes.
automatic writing also serves to bring through what we call songs now. Some people call them light codes, but what I bring
Okay.
through is like a compilation like a compilation of images. So like this.
Oh, it froze. It froze. Oh, okay. Let me see. Why is it freezing? Oh,
So
oh, okay. Interesting.
yeah. So
Yeah.
these are like glyphs. So if you know anything about the Yoruba culture, or even Egyptian culture, like all of these cultures who
Oh,
bring
yeah.
through
Like,
glyphs.
oh, like an ankh
Yeah,
and
yeah,
yes,
yeah. So
yes.
all of these glyphs, they aren't just pretty pictures. These glyphs are portals. These glyphs are carriers of information. These glyphs, if you are allow yourself to focus and meditate up on them, they have things to share with you. They carry a frequency, a consciousness that you can engage with, that can really remind you, put you back in alignment with nature, put you back in alignment with all that is, right?
Mm,
The glyphs work in this way. So the loving reminders are basically pictorial or pictographic is what I can say.
okay.
Yeah.
So I should watch that one when it,
Yeah.
because I was
Yeah.
listening.
And they're like quick. I think they're like 5 minutes or so. They have music to go in the background, but they're more visual,
One of them that I
intended to
was
work with the
watching,
visual.
it was so interesting because it was like, I think you were back there, but it wasn't clear. Like,
Yeah.
I could see you, but I could tell you were there. And so I was like, ah, but then I went back to,
Yeah.
yeah, but I
Yeah,
like,
and most of what I do is intended to work with you on a multisensory level, because we are multidimensional beings. We are receiving information on multiple channels. We have the ability to process information in multiple ways at simultaneously, right?
yes, yes,
Simultaneously, and I think a lot of what holds us up is we humanity up is that there's the thought that you can only receive things in one
those
way,
five
one
senses.
linear way. Right. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, 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 yes. You are really opening me up to um to really seeing myself. Sonia Marie again has this star. I see stars, and you're opening
Yeah.
me up to seeing me as just the star. A star with
Yeah, you are. You
yeah.
are a star. That's not metaphorical. That's legit. That like you really are the cosmos brought down into form. The cosmos descended into form. That's not
Mm,
metaphorical. That's truth.
mm,
You are the sun. So, by virtue of that, you have the ability to commune with all of it, right?
mm.
By virtue of remembering who and what you are,
Who and
literally.
what I am.
Yes.
And that's why astrology works and human design works,
Yes.
and all these different Chinese things, they work.
Right. All of
We're
these things. Yes.
stars. We're so much,
All of
wow. And
all
the
of these
plants
things.
and
Yes. All of
mm,
these things are perspectives of you. All of these things are
mm.
perspectives of you.
I'm having an awakening right here, y'all, as you watch. Okay. What about this one? Quantum light connection.
So this is a series where a friend and I, well, a couple friends and I, will get on every week and share light language exchange. So if you are new to light language and are looking to understand what light language is and how different people articulate it, because we all have our own dialects, for lack of a better word, that come through us. But this
Yes.
is a moment for us to basically share and exchange. So we would do that holding an intention for the collective heart opening, holding an intention for peace, holding different intentions, because you speak creation into being, right?
Mm. Girl,
You
yes.
speak creation into being. You can't do that with the
Mm.
English language. Like you can cast spells. Like that's why they talk about casting spells and stuff, and being careful of what you say, right?
Mm.
Because words create, thoughts create, right? But when you're
Yes.
operating from the divine perspective and you're speaking from divine mind or
Mm.
through
Mm.
divine intelligence, everything that you speak is love, right? The divine,
Oh,
the
girl.
source is love. So it's like you're speaking love, and everything that hits is infused with love. You are infusing the field with the purest essence of you, which is love.
Wow. Ah, okay. I'm just thinking so many things because, and that includes love of self,
Yeah, it
yeah,
does.
all of that.
That, and you know what? It actually includes love of self first, because love of self, loving yourself, it's like the only way you can backtrack and expand into the fullness of you.
Mm.
Because what happens is when you don't love yourself, you end up seeking that externally. And
Mm-hmm.
that can't be fulfilled externally. Because
Mm-hmm.
again, remember I said earlier that your reality is being projected by you. It's being projected
Woo.
and perceived by you, right?
Yes, yes,
Right. So
yes.
the external can't ever
Mm.
fulfill what you perceive yourself to be lacking. It's only going to reflect what you perceive to be lacking. But when you realize that there is no lack, when you possess no lack within, when the divine could never lack anything, and you are
Yes.
divine in form, well, then you begin to cast the projection in different ways. You begin
Mm.
to cast the projection in truth. And by virtue of casting the projection in truth, you can then perceive that reflection in truth. It's a divine feedback loop, right? And then you begin to perpetually create in love. You begin to perpetually perceive in love. By virtue of perceiving, you create. By virtue of creating, you perceive it, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. Sonia Marie said, love this conversation. Y'all speaking my language.
Wow.
Yes,
Nice.
yes, yes, yes. Ah, okay, okay. Okay, what about the shaman's cavern?
Oh, these are I think I was this I created this when I realized that I had all these shamanic things. So let me tell you, I have never had a formal teaching or a formal class, right?
Okay, okay,
When it felt like when I was ready, the quote unquote teachers would appear, but they weren't necessarily saying, I'm here to teach you. It would be like friends coming into my experience, new people come into my experience, older women, mostly older women coming into my experience, and they would be like these divine teachers. That coupled with my intuitive guidance, like the ancestry in my bones,
yeah,
no lie. This
yes,
is the memory that started to wake up, because what happened is I started to use this light language that was coming through. I realized that was activating me. It was like initially when it came through, I thought I was supposed to share it with the world. And by virtue of creating these transmission series, I realized I was activating myself, which
wow,
was the bigger gain, which was the bigger gain. And so, by virtue of that, I have over time continued to elevate myself through this language and opened myself up to the voices that exist within me as me, those ancestral voices
mm,
bringing me back online. So at
agree.
some
All
point,
of that's in your
as
being.
yeah, all of that is in your bones,
Mm,
no lie, right? That has been my teacher. Those voices have been my teacher. And I realized that they were walking me back into a shamanic knowing that exists at the very core essence of me,
mm,
right?
Yes.
And so I began letting go. And I got a drum. I had a drum gifted to me, a medicine drum. An older indigenous guy created a drum for me. And then I got another drum. And I stood one day and I took these instruments in my hand and I literally took a breath and let go. And I started to play and I started to beat this drum and I started to speak as I'm beating this drum. And I could see myself standing in the Andes. I could see myself standing in the
Wow.
Andes doing all these things. And I was like, oh my God, I am a shaman. I'm a shamaness. Whatever word you want to use, that is the essence of how I move and how I do what it is that I do. And so an homage to that, me owning that
Wow.
that aspect of myself. And so that's how I ended up creating those. So those are visual because I found like perfect video clips to kind of piece together to tell the story that I was wanting to tell with each one. But yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
So this journey, you don't have to be dependent on somebody else. You are, like people say all the time, that you already know. You already know. You just have to surrender to what it is that you already know. You can really have to get in. You have to get intentional about opening yourself up, because you can open yourself up. Everything that presents within your world can serve as a key to opening you up to the greater essence of you. You just have to be willing and you have to be attentive to life and what life is showing you. The things that stick out, the things that can serve as triggers, those are the most profound keys, because they are sending you a very direct message. There's something here for you.
Yeah.
Ask, what are you
Yeah.
trying to show me? What do you have to reveal to me about me? Right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. 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 Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, good gracious. So my friend Jay Clay was the man who told me about you. And
Oh yeah.
he was explaining about the breath work and connecting. And so is that what this is? No, that's not what this is, because he's a guy. So what did
Yeah.
he do? What did he experience? What kind of class was that? And then we'll go back to that.
Okay. Okay. So Jay is in my sacred circle. He's in my little group that
Okay.
I have. It's a very informal thing, but he's in my little group, and I've been getting downloads all along for these things, these transmissions, these classes, these ways of working with people to assist people and coming back into remembrance of them. So I took up a group and we did a 12-week journey, and we met every day for 12 weeks to go through these 30 to 45-minute um, transmissions, right?
Okay.
And through this journey, it was called I can't even, the mastery of being, or the songs of being. I can't even remember what it was called, because it's been so long ago. But we all leveled up. I think it was about 4 or 5 of us that went through this particular series, and we all leveled up. It was because we were meeting every day. We didn't have expectations, because I didn't even know where we were going to go. I just got the download and said, hey, y'all want to do this thing? And they were like, yeah, let's do this thing. And everybody had a transformation. Everybody had a shift. Everybody experienced a shift. We would meet around noontime and go through the activation, go through the transmission, and then that was it. We didn't hold anything. No, we didn't hold anything. There was nothing to carry to the next day. It was kind of like you do this and you move to the next one, and you do the next one, move to the next one. Series of like 8 or 9 phases. It was maybe like 12 phases we went through. So each phase would have constituted like a series of transmissions, and each one was walking you back into an aspect of yourself. So we connected with the planet, connected through the energy centers, many things, the bones, everything,
And
everything.
how this happened? Was this all of you sitting in a circle and you speaking light language, or were y'all holding hands? Were you on Zoom? Like,
So
hmm,
we went through it. So I'll tell you exactly how it went. So we would meet on Zoom. I would offer an introduction, like because every morning before we would meet, they would give. I would receive a download related to the transmission that we were to do for that particular day. So
okay,
as a intro for each transmission, I would read to them this download that I had automatic written, through my intuitive guidance, and that would
yes,
kind of lead us into a sacred space. And over Zoom, I would have them envision being seated in a circle, like
hmm,
around a campfire. And then
hmm,
from there, I would start to speak. And it became very much like a sacred ceremony, like a sacred journey. And from my perspective, it was as if we would become one in this sacred fire and
hmm,
rise into the heavens and receive whatever it was that we had to receive, rising up to the stars, and then we would fall back down into a pool of water and having experienced that, been changed. We would all be changed. Yeah.
wow,
So
yeah, I
we
know.
went through this journey together, opening up. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And what is this journey going to be about? Because my sexual feminine mysteries need to be rebirthed.
So this is actually from my spiritual mother. That's what I call her now, my spiritual mother. This is her book that I did. I did the audio, for some of the audio track for her audiobook that she has
Okay.
accompanying this. So if you're interested in this book, it's available on Amazon. It's a really, really great book. It's an autobiography of hers, and it tells a profound journey. And yeah, and for me, that story, her story, was extremely activating, and it was for me like an initiatory type of journey as well. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I
Yeah.
want to check it all out because I mean, like ever since I listened to the music that I listened to, I've just been just stuck on your channel. So if let's see, we have a comment here. Oh, she's laughing probably at me talking about my figure needs to be awakened. Um if um if you could share one thing with the world, you've already shared a lot,
Yeah.
but would it be something different than what you shared? What would it be?
No, my core message is having the courage to be you, and many people don't know who they really are. The One of the things that really shifted me was my spiritual mother. She said, "Do you know who you are?" She channels the ancient mothers. Do you know who you are? No, it was like, no. Do you really know who you are? Do you
Yeah,
know what you are? Right?
yeah,
That's catalyzing. Do you know who you are? If you don't know who you are, you got to do the work to discover who you are. Have the courage to do that. Have the courage to live the truth of who you are, because it's the gift we give the world. Like, it's the greatest gift that we can give the world. Have the courage to do those things. That's paramount, right?
that's
That's
paramount.
it. That's the crux. And if
Mm,
you're seeking to do that, you want to know ways to do that, reach out. There's my my
yes,
website address is right here. I have lots of classes coming. I have my own platform now, Tangi, where I can create my own stuff and I can host my own stuff, right? So
yes,
I know that's a win.
yes,
So I'm creating courses to talk about things like the electric universe and that connection to evolution, human evolution, and how consciousness and the electric universe are synonymous, how they are fractalizations at scale, right?
mm,
They
mm,
are reflections of one another. I'm
mhm.
talking about, um, man, I totally lost it. Let's see. I'm talking about the language, the paradox of language as both a liberator and a source of bondage. And I'm also going to do a class on the Yoruba, because I think the Yoruba exemplified in their civilization, in their culture, a means for humanity to really know itself, to walk back into alignment with itself. They lived in at one mint with the all, and they worked on a system of binary symbols, meaning very much like a computer. Computer technology is based on Yoruba understanding of the cosmos, Yoruba wisdom, right?
Wow. Yes.
Yeah, that's a class I think is worth taking. And then I have a podcast. I don't want to call it a podcast because I feel like it's more than that. It's more
I think it's
experiential.
more than a podcast too. Is that on YouTube?
That's no, it's. I'm about to put it on my new platform. That's what I'm recording. I'm recording and preparing, producing that right now.
Okay.
That's a new series coming. It's going to be called Luminaries Unveiled, and it's going to be pretty impactful. Yes.
Wow. And where
Yeah.
and on your platform, when you don't know when it's gonna.
It's gonna be under my URL. So Angela Dione Anderson, it'll be under that when it's launched. So
Do
it'll
you
be
have
coming with a,
do you have anything that we can sign in and be on your newsletter or anything?
yeah, that'll all be included with that. So yeah,
Okay.
it's all coming in like
Okay.
maybe like 1 or 2 weeks. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. And another
Yeah.
thing that you reminded me of today, we were talking about all that's going on in the world, and you said get some massages.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. So let's
Yeah.
talk about that because it's one of those things I don't think many people take into consideration, but it's very much aligned with somatic release, right? Somatic release. Your body holds can hold emotion. Like you don't just hold emotion out in the field. A lot of times that emotion will root itself in your muscle tissue, right?
Yes.
In the very fabric of you. So as you are doing this energy work, sometimes you break stuff up. And well, I don't want to say, I want to be specific. So a lot of times you will free the energy, but the energy can't move because there's some other energy in the way. We're all energy, right? We
Mhm.
present as solid, but we're not so solid. We are all energy, right? So you
Mhm.
want to move the energy. Sometimes that energy will get trapped, and sometimes that energy is like you can liken it to a vortex or like a spinning galaxy, but it spins so tight that it doesn't move. It just stays,
Just
essentially, just
lie.
stays put, and it'll just bury itself. So getting regular massage is a great practice because it helps to keep the vessel free. It keeps
Mhm.
it helps to free up stagnations so that the energy can move through you and not get stuck. My experience is sometimes when I'm doing a lot of when I've entered a space of really shifting, there are things that begin to rise, but they can't come all the way out. So they'll create pain in different areas of the body.
Mhm.
Today I had one lodge itself between my neck and my shoulder, which is like history, fear, and
Mhm.
history is what I was feeling here. And so
Mhm.
my husband has developed these magic hands where he can go in and like really get into those spaces. And he does what he does, and he'll leave me alone. And 5 minutes later, it's like I can feel like water, the energy running like water from my arms or
Wow.
from whatever area it was. That was my experience today. So I had this experience of feeling like there was a trauma related to a death, like there
Wow.
was an axe in my shoulder here, and then maybe at some point I had been strangled, or this DNA had been strangled. There was that memory present, but
Wow.
he did that energy work, that massage, and it freed it, and it came on the heels of a lot of screams, and a lot of purging in that way, letting that emotion out and however it wanted to come out. And it feels a little bit better, still a little bit tender, but it's definitely better than it was because I couldn't even turn to the
Mm.
left. So yeah, that's a good thing, a good practice.
I used to go to this lady years ago. I don't know what happened to her. Regina Richardson. She was an emotional release therapist. And I
Yeah,
remember the first time I went, she gave me a bag of crystals. And
yeah,
she told me to pick the crystal that waited for me, that was calling me. And this,
yeah,
I was in I might have been 28 or something. So I was in the room like, ooh, like,
yeah,
this is crazy. But I
yeah,
picked the crystal finally after I calmed down. And based on the crystal that I picked, she told me everything that was going on. And when she
yeah,
massaged me, she talked to what the issue was. Like, you don't have to carry so many people, or stop
yeah,
thinking about money, and
yeah.
you live for you. You don't have to live for your aunts. I love y'all auntie,
Right.
all of that stuff. And
Yeah.
I actually had my mother come too, so that we could be together. But because we somebody need to keep up with me on all this stuff. I can't just but you just made me think about one thing before we
Yeah.
go. This is wonderful and powerful and interesting.
Okay.
At the beginning, you talked about how you were going into this experience and with the husband and the child. The husband is still here, girl. What? That's motivation for all of us. So I know the husband, the husband made it through this woman that he married, and she was cool. And I don't know what you did before, but I'm curious as to what you did for a living before, because you're really smart. So I'm curious, were you
Yeah.
a chemical engineer or something? But whatever it is, he fell in love with this lady. And then this
Yeah.
lady starts manifesting and meditating with the trees and speaking light language and saying, and he's still here.
Oh, that's a whole story. So let me tell you
Wait a
real
minute.
quick.
But can you, after we get off air, give him a hug from me and tell him I said, thank you for representing what?
Yeah.
Because he has to understand the need for space. And even when you said he gave me the massage and then he left me, left me alone. Because, some of them give him massage and the massage end up into something else,
Yeah.
phone and stuff, the water running down. And I'm picking up. I was like, yeah. So I have a testimony, please, with that. Because
That's huge. It is huge. So let me
and
tell
it's
you.
not my business, but is he black?
Yes, yes.
Give that man a hug for me, girl. Kiss him right on the forehead say kiss him from Tangy. I can't kiss your husband nowhere but the forehead. Because I appreciate him. Okay.
So that's a whole thing. He has been my partner that I didn't even realize was my partner because he helped me to get to the place where I was ready to step into my truth. But
Wow.
when I really decided to do that, my fear of going all in was losing him because I felt like he would be too weirded out and he would run for the hills. But I
Yeah.
told I told him like because I had never shielded this side of myself from my children. They always knew because I knew what it was to not be validated as a child. So I made sure I talked to them, as they were growing up. But I never told him until about 2020 when I finally decided to step into my truth. So I had a conversation with him, and I said I told him all the things that I had experienced from childhood all the way up, and he said, "We'll figure it out." That's what he said.
Love
But I don't know that he knew exactly what he was, what exactly he was getting into when he said that. But to his credit, he has been not necessarily understanding because he's never been very much into religion. He's
Yes.
never been very much into spirituality or any of those things, but he has he has stayed the course. he has loved me through all of the change. Like he has been my tree. Like, you go outside and you hug a tree because the tree is like the anchor, the
Yes.
thing that grounds you. Yeah, he has
Yes.
been my point, my grounding point. So he has mastered. It's been a journey in mastering letting go, giving me my space. That's been something he's had to walk himself into, right? It wasn't
Um,
it wasn't like it was natural because he wanted what he wanted. Like, guys are like that. They want that attention, right? But
yes.
he's had to get comfortable operating in his space and allowing me to have mine so that I can do these things. And now he's found a way to contribute, to assist me in what it is that I do by holding space, by the massage, by being the voice that I can talk to and not judge, just being that sounding board. So he has been that. So he's been my divine partner in this and I think, which I never would have thought would have gone this way, but he has
Wow.
been that. But it takes a big man to be able to hold this kind of space, and he has been that. Yeah,
So you men out there who like this kind of woman, it takes a big man to
it
hold this
does.
kind of space. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, my goodness, you're going to have to come back. Please come back
Oh,
because
yeah, absolutely.
I'm so excited. So, I am really going to be, my visualizations have changed because I feel like you have turned my brain inside out. It's opened up in a whole different way. And I'm going to be writing, I'll write and and let spirit flow through me. But I think you gave me another perspective. I'm really surrendering my words, my love of self. I'm going to find me a field to sit in the middle of and meditate with
Mm,
some headphones on. I'm
yeah.
excited. I'm
Nice.
excited. And
Nice.
I'm starting on your YouTube channel, y'all, which is this channel right here. Thankfully, Angela's very smart. Everything is the same. Her YouTube channel, her Instagram, her website,
Yeah.
it's all your name. That was brilliant.
Yes.
Very smart. Mine
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
So it was a pleasure. It was an
Absolutely.
honor. It was encouraging. It was
Nice.
affirmative. I got chills. I just feel like I already felt like I shifted from listening to your music. I was
Yeah.
listening to it when you came on today, and the
Yeah.
conversation with you has shifted me even more. Yes, thank you. Africa
Nice.
Radio, she just subscribed. Thank
Nice.
you.
Awesome. Welcome.
Really amazing. And she said she will be back. So
Oh,
she will
yeah.
be back.
Whenever.
So
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank
Thank you for
you
having
all.
me.
Please like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And we'll see you next week. Same time, same place, same channel. And I like to play my opening because it's just fun. I'm gonna get a closing, but maybe I should do something with my hair short. But right now, here you got it.
I know today, no matter what is happening, things will all go my way. I see heaven and I don't have to wait for you to recognize that love resides in this place. Why not listen ahead? Why you making that face? You be tripping something, think about something different. Why you making just relax a bit, ain't no accidents, it's just all for the love.
Heaven high, everybody. Welcome. That's Jay Clay singing right there.
I do. I do.
Yes, I heard that. I was like, yes, because for me, it's all about love and remembering who we are. But I didn't
Right.
even remember the way you just showed me how to remember. Now I'm getting ready to remember. Y'all just watch out. Y'all just watch out. What? So thank you so much. Africa
Thank you for
Rosemary
having
said,
me.
thank you, ladies. We all appreciate you. Y'all have a
Yeah.
wonderful evening. Good night.